Welcome back to another video on Influential Sports. And I didn't watch Impact last night. Well, I watched it last night just 'cause I finished watching it this morning. Because I didn't watch it when I usually do once I come on at 7. Because I had an essay to finish. Then I did a live stream. So yeah, I caught up with it after I did that. Then I just got finished watching it this morning. The first match, Jason Hodge and Laredo Kid. This Impact was kind of, it was a lot of thrown together stuff because they had Unbreakable, which once I get done with this, I'm going to watch Unbreakable and talk about it on my podcast tonight. But this match wasn't that great. I mean, Hodge was pretty bad at selling the moves that Laredo Kid was doing. Because Laredo Kid had some nice moves, but Jason Hodge didn't do a good job selling the moves at all. Laredo did a drop from the top rope. That was pretty cool. Hodge was able to do a backbreaker, which looked pretty good. But Laredo ended up getting the win, and Hodge randomly got distracted by I don't know how, apparently the presence of Mike Santana just being there, even though he never came out, he was never on screen, he just randomly got distracted. So yeah, Laredo Kid gets the win. Didn't like this match. Leon Slater, his interview for what would take place later in the night, that was good. I feel like Leon Slater, as young as he is, he's pretty good he's a pretty good promo already early in his career. Cody Deaner, he asked Santino for some help because he has 4 kids and his contract is about to expire once it hits May, but he hasn't won in a while. So Santino gave him a chance to get a win against Casey Navarro, and well, we'll get to that. But yeah, they were later in the qualifier last night to see who would qualify for the Ultimate X match at Rebellion. But before we get to that match, Jasmine Nix and Zara Brookside, this was a really interesting match because Jasmine Nix, she got Fatal Influence by her side. Jasmine Nix, she had Lei Ying Lee out there with her. And this was solid early on. Zara Brookside was able to use her speed to get the early advantage in the match. Obviously, Fatal Influence, they would try to interfere and distract Zara Brookside. Zara hit a good crossbody as well, but then Rosemary actually came out there and she missed it, JC Jane, which was interesting. As Zara Brookside ended up getting the roll-up pin over Jasmine Nix, but that was interesting because Zara Brookside and Rosemary had been feuding over the last few months. So this is an interesting angle because I don't know what they're going to do with this. I do like it. I do like it because it's unexpected. At least you wonder, at least you thinking. So I don't know what they're going to do with this. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. Then you had the Ultimate X qualifying match, Casey Navarro, Cody Deaner. Casey Navarro, he tried to give Cody Deaner $500, $100 for each child, and the last $100 for his wife. He tried to do that so he could just forfeit the match and get an easy win. But nonetheless, the win was easy regardless. Casey Navarro didn't really have to try too hard. So he still ended up getting the win. Cut a good promo after the match. Casey Navarro and AJ Francis are really good on the mic. So yeah, Casey Navarro, he ended up getting the win to qualify for the Ultimate X match at Rebellion. I'm excited for that match. I can't wait for it. He had Heather by Elegance teaming up with Maggie Lee since Ash she's on vacation. And they teamed up to face Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan. Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley, they did their thing. They were able to end up getting the win. They look good. They look good in the match. But I can only call the match decent because Heather and Maggie Lee, you can tell they have no chemistry. It was very easy. And throughout the match, you could tell they have no chemistry. Why Ash is taking a break, I really don't know. And then Maggie Lee, she just had one match against Savannah Evans on Explosion, but she didn't look that good last night. And all 3 of the other women in the match looked good, but she still looks kind of green, so she might have to have some more matches on Explosion. But yeah. And then after that, it was a backstage segment with Heather by Elegance, Maggie Lee, and the personal concierge. And then the Meta Girls came out there. They was like, we beat the champ, so we deserve a tag team title shot. Spitfire came back there. They was like, we're owed a rematch clause since we were the last champions, even though y'all had multiple chances to retain the titles and you lost them. And then that's when Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley came back there because they just won the match against them as well. So then Heather, she started screaming. She was like, fine, I'll do a fatal four-way. So once Ash come back, she's going to be very upset that they have a fatal four-way tag team match for their championships, which they'll probably lose. Because I see either one of the NXT teams winning. I think it makes the most sense in this. I think it makes the most sense for one of the NXT teams to win. Because we haven't seen titles change hands between both either promotion yet. Then AJ Francis, he got a segment getting hyped later on for Unbreakable. So, like I said, I will talk about Unbreakable on my podcast tonight. Don't say anything about it in the comment section because I've yet to watch it. Because yesterday was a busy Thursday for me. And he had Jakar Jackson and Danny Luna. They had their match. This was a solid match between both of them. I enjoyed it. But the best part of the match was Lash Legend getting ejected from ringside, despite the ref not seeing nothing and her refusing to go to the back. And then you had two referees come out there. She knocked out the male referee, so and then she ended up going to the back after she knocked out a referee. Probably will get fined, but it made for a funny moment. But Danny Luna got the win. It was a good match. Elijah had his concert. That was good. I mean, Elijah do his thing on the guitar. He's holding the open challenge at Rebellion. So we'll see who accepts that and what happens. Ethan Page, his segment I enjoyed. And Ethan Page, he's going to have a busy end of this month. He's going to have a busy April. His segment was good, building up hype for his triple threat match with Joe Hendry and Frankie Kazarian. So I'm excited for that match as well. Then you had the main event, and I'm glad this person got the main event. It was Leon Slater and Brian Myers. Leon Slater looked great. Like I said, debuted in October, and he's like each month he just continues to improve. Like once I do my wrestling awards at the end of the year, he could definitely be in contention for one of the rookies of the year. But it's in TNA, not wrestling. But Leon Slater, his match with Brian Myers, it was solid. And I'm glad that they were able to get this main event because it made sense for both of them. It made a lot of sense for the story. But Leon Slater has been main eventing shows, main eventing pay-per-views lately. So they're really high on him. He's in that Ultimate X match. He could win because he has the best story against Moose going into that match. So I could see him winning. Now Brian Myers was able to get the win here. And then he tried to use the system ring, but the ref saw it. But when the ref turned his back, he was able to do the low blow. So it made sense because Brian Myers, he's a heel. He's going to take the easy way out. But Brian Myers still get the win. And this was a good match. It was a good main event. It made the most sense for the main event. I will get a show a 7.5 out of 10. It was a good show. I feel like TNA has been very consistent this month of April. Hopefully Unbreakable is good once I check it out. But TNA has been really consistent. And Leon Slater, like I said, even with a loss, he still looked good in the match. But that wraps it up for this recap of Impact for this week. Let me know what y'all thought in the comment section. Make sure y'all leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe.